Hey, everyone. This is Kiana, your host of Q for Christ. And I'm coming to you right now with a special video. Yes, this is Q&A with Q and J. And we are on here talking about love in the heat of the moment. It is so special because I'm telling you, we have hit on some good key points about love, talking about how we can love like Christ and how we can think and just kind of cool our head when we get upset. So I want you to get ready. It is going to be such a wonderful, wonderful thing. Also, thank you for everybody that has liked, shared, comment, whatever you've done. I am so happy and so thankful. I want you to get ready. This is going to be a good one. And of course, it is going to keep coming. All right. We love you with the love of Christ. Okay. Hey, everyone. This is Kiana, your host of Q for Christ. And I'm coming to you with another special, a special episode. This is Q&A with Q and J, and we are coming just to kind of talk, we wanted to make sure we kept y'all up to date with some stuff that's going on, stuff going on in the world, So, hey, Jason, how are you tonight?
I'm great. I'm blessed. How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm telling you, it got hot. Seemed like it got hot all of a sudden. Like it just came out of nowhere.
It's the energy. When good energy and good energy bring heat,
I know, and it was beautiful today too. And I just came and just got in the house. It was so beautiful today. So for everybody that got out, I know you're thankful for the heat now instead of the coldness.
Yeah,
nobody like to be cold. Nobody likes to be cold.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, all right. Tonight we are going to talk about love in the heat of the moment. I know this is going to be so good because, of course, everything that kind of came about with the whole Jada and Will situation, we wanted to get on here and give our little 2 cents to. How about that? We're gonna give our little 2 cents. But when people say love, what does that actually really mean? A lot of people have been saying that, okay, Will Smith was, he was just in love and blah, 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 or whatnot. But the definition of love is described as an intense feeling or deep affection or a great interest and pleasure in something. Now that is the definition, the encyclopedia definition. But I'm gonna read for you the biblical one because this is the one that we supposed to be in Christ, the love. And of course is come first Corinthians 13:4-8 is love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude, period. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoice with the truth. Love bears all things, believe all things, hope all things, endure all things, and love never ends. So with that being said, I want to ask my cousin Jason, what does love actually look like to you? I know we got the biblical love and we got the encyclopedia love, but it's different when you actually have to perform it. So as a man, what does love really look to you?
One word, verb. Love is a verb.
It is a verb.
For all y'all educated people out there, verb shows action. Action. We all heard the saying that said, actions speak louder than words. So a lot of
Right.
people can say they love you and they care for you, but what do your actions say? Or what do your
That
actions
is so
tell?
good.
I think that not only, when you tell someone that you love them, uh, then, that should be backed up with an action.
Right.
Even if you don't always tell a person that you love them, um, then your action should express that you do. So I
Yeah.
think love is an
Uh,
action. Uh, Love is it speaks for itself.
right.
Um, Sometimes you don't have to. Well, sometimes people could be good with words. Sometimes people can sell women or men a dream, and they can
Mm-hmm.
speak words, but their action doesn't back it up.
Right.
Now, on the flip side, you could be a quiet person, and you could not be a vocal person, but your actions show that you love that person, because love is a feeling. Love is
Right.
a indescribable feeling. It's a
Right.
tingly feeling. It's a goosebump type nostalgic feeling.
Right.
Um, you can feel it in your heart. It's a warm feeling.
Right.
You will know when you love a person. So,
Right.
to keep it short, it's a verb. It shows action, and
Mhm.
it's self-explanatory.
Right. And a lot of people don't know their love languages. You know what I'm saying? Love language, like you said, is a verb. And you have to be able to know um your mate and how they love, and how to love them back. And a lot of people want to get that love back, is that reciprocation
Right.
of love. And that's one thing that a lot of people have been in search of. And I tell people all the time, when you find Christ, you find love,
Right.
period. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because you learn how to love yourself first, because you
Right.
have to be able to love yourself before you can love somebody else, and
Right.
be able to
Correct.
have that verb and action in it, because that's
Correct.
when you'll start showing the action. Because a lot of people can talk it but can't walk it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And to be able to walk that love, you have to have it that Christ like. It
Right.
have to be backed up by Christ. So
Right. Right.
but that's good. Just it's one of those things, like you say, you'll know when you find that love that you will be willing to fight over. In that same
Exactly.
sense. But like Christ did, he came in, he had an unconditional love for his creator, for God. And he was mad because they was doing wrong things in the temple. And he
Mm.
came in and he displayed his love by turning over tables and stuff like that. So we have to know that we have to have love, but we have to be able to know that we got to know how to show it. So
Right.
um
Exactly. Indeed.
right.
Indeed.
So your thoughts on the Will and Jada? I mean, we're gonna touch on it a little bit. So as a man, how do you feel like when someone is disrespecting your love, like your significant other, or your family member or something like that? How do you feel, like how and how would you act and react as a man?
Well, once again, we're gonna go back to the verb word. Um, Words and action. I try to keep those things separate.
Mhm.
If you go around and fighting every time someone looks at you in a displeasing way or in a bad way, or every time somebody says something that you don't like, then you literally be fighting every day.
Right.
Um, if you
That
if
is so
you
true.
if you react off of every negative um, energy that's throwing your way, then you will find yourself in a bad situation. It's
Right.
a lot of people that's incarcerated and dead that reacted in a negative way just because something was said negative to them. So I
Oh,
try
that
to,
is so good.
yeah, I try to, because if we gonna speak about Christ, then in the book, that turn of the cheek parable is to me, it doesn't mean physical. It means when negative energy or words is thrown your way, you supposed to turn the other cheek.
Right.
And me in that situation, I wouldn't react the same way as Will reacted, because one, the guy is a comedian,
Right.
and it just was a word, it just was it was a joke. So
Right.
that's how you know that it's something going on with what him and Jada got going on. It's something ain't right. I know we touched on this. They have an open relationship, and when you open your relationship, then you open it up to a lot of negative energy.
Right.
Because the word is open, so it's
right.
open. Anytime you leave something open, it's like you open the windows. Well, you open the window, expect. Don't get mad if the birds or bees or
Right.
flies or
That's
insects
good.
fly in your window.
That's so
When
good.
you with your queen and you're at one married, then you supposed to keep everything closed. Well, to each his own. Where if you want to keep it open, like the brother and sister did there, you're open to a lot of negativity. At
Right.
that moment, you actually saw, and I want people to pay attention to that, because you actually saw how not to handle your relationship.
Right.
When you're doing things wrong, those things will happen.
Right.
When everything is right in a relationship, it will flow.
Exactly.
When you're doing things according to nature, just like that river, it will flow
Right.
undisturbed.
Mm-hmm.
Undisturbed. Well, when you're not doing things and you're not putting God first, and you want to do what you want to do, and expect negativity to happen. So that was a
That's good.
breakdown of a relationship.
Right.
So I definitely wouldn't handle it like that.
And that's good though when you say about, the open relationship and how, because true enough, I know I've heard it all kinds of ways. Women say, "Oh, I want a man to do that for me," and and da 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 and stuff like that. But if you have the mind of Christ, okay, you wouldn't want your husband to go on there and to just kind of, take action like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a whole lot of different ways where, Will could have reacted differently. He had plenty of time to turn around. And
Right.
that's why I tell people, yeah, you get mad, like I say, love in that heat of the moment. You get upset, like, oh my God, just you always disrespecting my wife, and you
Right.
always doing this and always got my family in your mouth. But at this moment, now we need to think about what Christ would have done. Now, don't get me wrong. I do know that everybody don't think like Christ all the
Of
time.
course.
Like
Of
you
course.
like you said, it's people that are dead that, in that love moment, let me go and I'm gonna kill the joke or whatever now, or they in jail or whatever.
Right.
So I can't condemn Will. No, I'm not saying, let's condemn the man. All I'm saying is that that wasn't the best. That wasn't the best decision at that moment.
And another thing, that moment kind of shows you where we at in a society today.
Right.
Everyone today is it shows the negativity that we're facing today.
Right.
Everyone today react in a negative way. The violence, the shooting, the wars, and I mean, it's just a precursor where we at in a society, because we don't have God in our life, and we're not putting God or the Most High, or we don't have structure. And when we get mad, that's how we lash out. We lash out with violence. And that's what I took from the situation.
That's, you know what, that's so good. And like you say, it does, and not even just for the Black society, it's everybody, because
everyone.
Everybody so mad and want to fight and want to kill somebody, or want to go to result to violence. And violence is not the the result. We need to, sometimes we need to be able to talk things out. And like you say, he was a comedian, and of course, he came back and said that he was wrong and he shouldn't have said that, and that was good as far as him being the bigger person to come in and still be able to apologize for the joke, because he's how sensitive that is for Black women, especially. Our hair is our glory.
Well, I didn't even know she had a problem, a disease with her hair. I thought she kind of, if you really look, the sister had a hair. I mean, she was bald head for a while. Her hair was low for a while, and looked great. I mean, she
is beautiful. She looked
beautiful that way, and we didn't know. We didn't know the sister had a affliction, but even so, that brother is a comedian, and he totally shouldn't have handled it that way. And get to what you said about the communication part and about the violence. I think, another thing with couples is we don't sit down and we don't communicate our grievances that we might have with each other. And we do lash out, or we do go and try to find someone else to fill that void, instead of sitting down with our mate and try to talk this thing out. Anything can be whether good or bad, anything can be negotiated, anything can be talked out. Now, not saying that you're going to come with a compromise, because sometimes when you do sit down with your mate, sometimes you can't see eye to eye. That's when you take other precautions with, hey, this is not working. We probably need some time apart, or we need to cut this out. But before you go and lash out, or you go and go behind someone's back and try to find somebody else to fill that void, sit down and talk with your mate. The world just don't talk to each other anymore, man. We don't talk to each other in a simple manner. We don't sit down and we don't have an adult conversation. We stay in a microwave society where we just want to handle things quickly, because sitting down, talking, trying to find a solution actually take time. And we stay in a microwave society where we want everything fast. But that is not always the right way.
That is so good. That is so, I mean, like you said, communication is key. In any type of situation, any type of, work, like at work, a lot of people get to work, they don't want to communicate with each other. And then next thing you know, you got work tension or whatever, because this person don't want to sound to this person or whatever. And or just, family issues. We got family that hadn't talked to each other because of, you said such and such a few years ago or whatnot. And instead of, like you said, taking our time, and that, and that's another thing that, they probably should have taken their time about, to talk about it, and I mean, of course, like I said, in that heat of that moment, I don't think Will was thinking about that. I don't know what Will was thinking about. At first I was kind of like, that's tight. He went up there, defended her because Chris Rock always talking. Then I was like, that's not how Jesus would have done. So,
I think Will tried to. Will tried to solidify his madness. I think that Will heard so many people online and so many people disrespect him. At that moment, he knew he had a big audience. He know his queen was right there. So at that moment, he didn't want to be like, oh man, well, I'm finna take another jab. Right. I mean, they finna pick on me. I mean, it's like the bully mentality. You know, when the bully keep bullying the nerd, and the nerd one day just lash out.
True.
So that's exactly what I think that he tried to solidify. Like, I am a man. Like, that's what he really with really. A lion doesn't have to roar for you to know that he's a lion. When you see that lion walking through the jungle, you know that that's a lion.
Right.
But you supposed to act like a lion. You know, when you act like a lion, then people will respect you as a lion. I think that he haven't earned his respect for his family, his kids, and others. So I think that at that moment, just like we were talking about, we always think that violence makes us. You know, if you watch music videos, I'm tough because I hold a gun. Or I'm tough because I went to prison. Not I'm tough because I pay my bills and I work and I'm a great guy and I'm a productive member of society. Violence, it always come back to negativity. So that's how you know we're in some bad time, because violence is really trying to take over. I don't want to say taking over. So I think at that moment he just tried to solidify, like, yeah, I'm a lion. I'm a man. Yeah. And really, he really made himself look more weak, you know?
Right. You know, unfortunately, you know, he kind of, you know, I like Will. Don't get let me put that out there. I love Will Smith.
I love the brother.
I've been following Will Smith since I was a kid, and I can tell you that you know, that's why I say I don't condemn him. We can't, because we don't have no heaven or hell to put him in, because that ain't got nothing to do with us. I just wanted to really get on here and talk about, you know, the difference, you know, how Christ would have handled it, and how, because, you know, of course, like I said earlier, Christ did get upset about the things that he was passionate about. He was passionate about, you know, the people, you know, doing wrong in the temple and selling things in the name of God, and he was upset. And so, you know, so that's why I say, you know, we can go both ways, kind of go both ways. Nobody really knows what he was thinking, but like I say, that probably wasn't the time.
You know, in a civil society, we can't pick and choose what we need to what our battles need to be. You know, I mean, in an organized society. So I understand what you're saying about Christ, but in an organized society, just because I'm passionate about something, I can't lash out on it, you know. You understand what I'm saying? That would create total chaos, because it's rules that we have to follow, you know, and
protocols.
You know, protocols. So when you said that, you know, Jesus lashed out with issues that he thought that was important, well, we can't lash out just because me as an individual would think that's something important and I lash out. That would create total chaos. We have to you have to think straight. Have divine order, you know. We have to have divine order. Without divine order, then we spiral into chaos, and that's what society is going to. That's everybody's saying, well, this how I want to be. Well, I want to be a woman. I want to be a man. But no. What's right?
What's right?
What did God say? So you can't just say what I want. Okay, I want to wake up in the morning and rob Bank of America, but it's not right. You understand what I'm saying? So we can't always do what we want to do. We have to do in accordance to divine order. So
That is so good right there. Like you said, you want to wake, and I was going to say, I want to wake up and be a millionaire. And
Hey, yeah, yeah, right, yeah,
but we got to go in the order to get there. We got to
right.
put in the work for that. We
Put
can't
in
just
the work.
go and just rob the bank and say we a millionaire now, but
Right.
we didn't earn it.
Yeah,
So
right. Exactly.
just like we like you say, if you're a man and you want to be a woman, you didn't earn it. That's not what God gave you. So
Can't do it.
you have to make sure it's like you said, it's that divine order, or it's a order and protocol to everything.
Everything. Right.
And that's
Right.
good. He can't, like you say, we can't take matters into our own hands
Right.
like that. We have to make sure, because when we say we love someone, it's more like you say, it's an action of how we treat each other.
Right.
And as a society and as people, we should be able to say that we love our brother.
Right.
I respect that he's a comedian. I respect that
Right.
he's gonna say stuff
Right.
that I might not be, okay with, but
Right.
I love him as a brother. So I'm going to support the fact that he say that. And then I go to him after and say, look, dude, I ain't like that or whatever. Cause
Right.
y'all had that kind of relationship where you could just communicate with each other and say, okay, that was not okay. I
Right.
didn't
Talk it
like
out.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Just talk it out.
But that's so much easier said than done. A lot of people don't like
Yeah.
to talk.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
A
right.
lot of people don't
Yeah.
like, and I'm a talker. So
Yeah.
I talk all day,
Yeah. Me too.
I think, and we have to be able to think about what we're going to do before we take our action and just say, okay, I'm gonna do this. And because a lot of people, that's why a lot of people are in jail. That's why a lot of people are dead. That's why a lot of people are lonely and left by themselves, because they react first and then
Wow.
think later.
Wow.
You know what
You're
I'm
right.
saying? And
You're
instead of
right.
let me think about this first, and I'm
Exactly.
gonna calm myself down, and then I'm gonna
Wow.
weigh out my options and see
Exactly.
what I need to do to reclaim
Exactly.
my manhood or my womanhood or whatever the case may be.
You
You know,
correct about that. That's why a lot of women and men are lonely, because they react,
yeah,
and they don't see the other person's side, and it's their way, and yeah,
right,
you're right. That's
right.
a whole another subject
That's
in
a
itself.
whole nother subject, honey. I think we'll have to get together on that one, because
Exactly.
I promise you that is something that people need to learn and need to know. Okay, let me think first. Like I said, I'm a thinker.
Mm,
I'm a think first.
me
If
too.
I'm quiet, that means I'm thinking, and you might
Right.
want to go ahead on and go. If
Right.
if you done
Right.
did something bad and I done thought about it and I done did it, that means I thought about it, dude.
Right.
That means you don't push me to the limit. So
Right. Right.
but yeah, so that's I mean that's good though. You know, and coming from a woman, like just we were talking about how a man would feel to when his significant other is being disrespected, and just coming from a woman's side, I wouldn't want my man to be disrespected. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I was thinking about how she reacted afterwards, the fact
Mm-hmm.
of my husband just went on stage and he just slapped his man because I looked at him like this. And she, to me, she didn't have his back. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And
Right.
now I'm not saying that it was okay for him to slap her, but I would not have reacted that way about how he did it. You know what I'm saying? So how do you think that she should have, when she came out, or and said anything, how do you think that she should have kind of had his back? You know what I'm saying? Like, of course you don't want somebody to just celebrate your wrongdoings or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
you also, as his wife, you would want some kind of like, hey, I
Right.
didn't,
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, I don't want Will to do
Understand.
that, but you know, that's my husband, and he took, he took up for me or whatever. So how would you have reacted to the aftermath of how she came out about that?
Marriage. Let me say this: marriage is a partnership. Marriage is a brand.
Right. I like that.
Marriage is a brand.
Mm-hmm.
Marriage is like a company. Marriage is a brand. By any means necessary, protect that brand.
Right.
Whether you are on the upper society or so-called society, always protect that brand. Now, if your man is incorrect in what he does, you scorn him behind closed doors in the public,
right?
You don't make that man look bad because you're tarnishing that brand.
Right.
It's a weakness in the brand if you're doing that.
That is so good. Oh my goodness.
Marriage is a business.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when someone asking you about your significant other, you tell them, stay out of my business.
Right.
So when you're out in public and you're saying something about your significant other, you're tarnishing the business. You're making your business not look strong. You know?
That's good.
You don't see CEOs and vice presidents of business, no matter what the company did, talk bad about their business. Now they'll dance around it and say kind of it's things that we could have did different, but to really just, put the brand down, aka your significant other,
right.
It's some weakness in the brand. And
that's good.
Once again, like we said, they have an open relationship. So we know that relationship is acceptable to all different kinds of different negative energy.
Right.
It's open, so it's not strong.
Right.
That chain is not, that chain is weak.
Right.
So that's the result of it. She came out and the man thought he was doing good, and he was like, yeah, I fought in your honor. And then she came out and was like, kind of made it look like a wimp again. So, but that happens. That happens when you, like I said, I don't never tell anyone what to do with your relationship. You can practice polygamy. You can have open relationship, but just be mindful of what's gonna happen if you have an open relationship. If you have 10 wives, then don't complain about what comes along with those 10 wives. All those energy. That's just like I was saying about if you have I'm not against you having one child or 10 kids, but be prepared to what's going to happen and the different hardships of what's going to happen if you have 10 or 15 kids versus one child.
That's right.
One child going to be a little easier.
Right.
It's not wrong or right to have one or 21 kids. But when you have 21 kids, you're going to be open to a bunch of, of stuff,
Right.
I think that their relationship, it was open. Evidently they didn't do things right, and this is the result. So I'm glad, and I hope people took a lesson to this when they saw this play out in front of their eyes. This is what can happen in your relationship if you don't do it right.
Right. Oh, that is so good. That is so good. Yeah. Because like you say, of course, we know that Solomon had so many wives or whatever, but I've always heard that it was mentioned of, but not suggested. And, like you always say, it's hard enough to have one wife. So you can just imagine how it is.
500 wives.
He had a lot. I don't know,
and
but
1,000 concubines. So he had
right.
like 1,500 women. So he
So
was a bad dude.
right. So like you say, being open to or having the open relationship does bring in a lot of open problems.
Yeah, exactly.
That you would have to handle. Is when I meant to say something about what you said earlier. When you got the window open, you are allowing anything to come in,
Exactly.
anything from the
Anything.
outside to come in and
Right.
influence your relationship or influence your marriage or influence it, just even with like a friendship. You know what I'm saying? When you have all this negative energy and vibes coming in, it's going to hinder that relationship. Any ship that you have is going to it's going to hinder it. So
Yeah.
but that's good. And even with the analogies that you said about the children, you have 1 versus 10 or 21, it's going to be easier. The less children you have, will be easy. Of course,
Right.
you got some children that are real hard-headed. You got one child, they still might be hard-headed, real hard-headed, but it'll be easier to deal with because you only have that one child to deal with. So imagine having 10 hard-headed children like you, especially if you was hard-headed, you can just imagine that your children are going to give you the business. So,
Right.
so that's really good. And like you said, we hope, and all we can do is just hope and pray that people took advice or took some kind of example, why looking at this, as far as especially if you want to be in a committed relationship. You don't want to have those extra doors open to that. Or even if people that have open relationship, more power to you. More power to you. I don't ever want to be able to say, oh, I'm in an open relationship, because it's hard to deal with one marriage itself.
Amen.
Versus trying to deal with anybody outside, and all you got these feelings come in and all that stuff. So I could just imagine how the children, and I'm not just talking about Will. Let me be honest. I'm not just talking about Will and Jada, but I'm just talking about anybody that's in an open relationship. I can just imagine how the children suffer from the parents, because you get energy from other people. Right. And then now you bring that energy to your children, because your children, it trickles down, it comes from the head and go all the way down. So now your children are picking up all different kind of energy as well, and exactly. That's one thing we have to be able to protect our peace. And added on extra stuff and extra people. Right. I'm all about peace right now. So
that's what it's all about. Peace.
Yeah, so that's good. I love that. So but it, like you said, we just have to take heed to the, how you react to certain things. Jesus Christ was our example. He was our example all across the board, even in relationship wise, even in in your friendship, your friendship or your family. Jesus was our he is our example. And that's one thing that we have to know at the end of the day, is that we have to always, and if you keep your thoughts on Jesus Christ, and even if you just like I say, if you don't even believe in Jesus, if you keep your thoughts on positive thoughts,
there you go.
You will not react in that type of way. You know what I'm saying? And of course, my show is all about Christ. So if you keep your thoughts on Christ and keep your mind on Him, and try to walk like He walked, like you said, turn the other cheek, do that type of things, then it's nothing that could really go wrong. I heard someone say, if you step in the same footsteps as Jesus, you're gonna always be on the right side of the road. And I was like, I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but if you got anything else to say, about love in the heat of the moment.
Well, in closing, I just would like to tell people that right now, more than any time, love is what you should be seeking.
Right.
That is what you should be seeking, because Jesus, God, is love.
Right.
Peace is love.
Right.
That at this point of time in the world is what we should be seeking. Love. Because
Love.
you find love, you will find peace. And if you will find peace, you will find love. And if you will find love and peace, you will find harmony. All that together will put you at ease and put you at rest. And I think that, like the song said, you can't sleep at night. Maybe God trying to tell you something.
Right.
You tossing and turning, and you just agitated throughout the day, and the world is getting to you. God is trying to tell you something. Well, what he's trying to tell you is you're not, first of all, doing things right, and you haven't found that peace. You sleep a lot better when you're next to the one you love, and
Right.
that warmth and that solace, and you at peace with that person. So try to seek out that peace and that harmony, and then you will find rest, and you will find peace. And
Right.
peace is something, one of those words that you can't really explain, man. You'll know it when you find it, and that's what we should be seeking.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I think that we have to, when you say love, find love, and that's what this world needs. Love and peace, and which were equal to harmony, and that's what we need more of. I was trying to find an acronym for love, but one that I found was to listen, observe, visualize, and express. That's one that if you can think about, when you think about love, you want to listen to each other. You want to be able to, observe, instead of fighting and stuff like that. Then you want to be able to visualize what's going to happen next, and then express yourself. So I really feel like at the end of the day, we have to love over everything. And when you get love, you find peace. All right. Oh my God. Thank you for this. I really love talking to you. It's amazing. Every time I get to talk to my cousin, I love it. I love it. So, all right. I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone that has liked, shared, comment, or anything. And we don't take it kindly with the things that y'all done. We are going to have this up. I'm so excited. To the next time we're going to be on here, it's going to be with, Q&A with Q and J. All right. We love you. Peace.
Hey.
Oh.